the day is here. We have been waiting for this since he was hired as the Giants offensive coordinator. And breaking news, Jason Garrett has been fired. If you're pumped up, like the dang video. I'm excited. Just hit that like button. Just keep on hitting it because Jason Garrett has officially been fired as the Giants offensive coordinator. And in today's video, we will be breaking it down. In somewhat breaking news, Jason Garrett has been fired. If you listened to Joe Judge's press conference last night following the Bucs loss, you kind of saw that this was coming. We'll get to those quotes here in a little bit, but I want to give a shout out to Pat Leonard. He was first on the news. He tweeted this out as we were recording our reaction for the game of last night, so we had to cut it. We're now getting into a recap and touching on the Jason Garrett news. This is what Pat said. Breaking news in all caps. The hashtag Giants are firing offensive coordinator Jason Garrett after 26 games in New York, according to a source. Full story on who cares. You get the picture. Jason Garrett has been fired. Pat Leonard was first. And when you look at these stats on screen as to what Jason Garrett did with Daniel Jones as the quarterback, as he was the offensive coordinator, compared to what Pat Shurmur did with Daniel Jones as the quarterback, I mean, guys, the numbers are on screen, and I think that's enough proof to show you why Jason Garrett should have been fired. In 13 games, Daniel Jones, he threw for 24 touchdowns with Pat Shurmur. In 26 games with Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator, Daniel Jones threw for just 20 touchdowns. That is just bad football. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I've been waiting for Jason Garrett to get out of here. There was 2 days this year I was waiting for. Christmas and Jason Garrett to be fired. Luckily for me, Jason Garrett got fired first, which means Christmas is going to be better for every single New York Giants fans. But weigh in. Did Jason Garrett deserve to be fired? If you think he did, go down and type F for fire. Or if you wanted him to stay around so he could clap on the sideline and do absolutely nothing except tank this offense, go down and type K for keep. The quotes that I alluded to from Joe Judge's press conference last night after the game, here they are. He said this: I have faith in all of the people on our team. Do you, Joe? Do you? Players, coaches, everyone. We will assess everything as a team and make any move we need going forward. That was the quote that let me know that Jason Garrett was most likely going to be out of here. It was just that Judge had to get word from the top that it was okay. He went on to say this: we've got to do a better job of scoring points. I know that sounds pretty obvious and to the point, but I want to keep it blunt right there. We've got to do a better job of putting our players in a position to make plays. We have too many good players. I wonder who he's talking about. Could it be Jason Garrett? He then said this: we have to put them in a better position to capitalize on it. We've got to make sure we sit down tomorrow being today, as a coaching staff to understand how we have to play this game to give our players a chance to make plays. As a player, there's some things I'd be frustrated with as well. And this quote, this last one, this is also why I thought Jason Garrett would be out of there. The media, they asked Joe Judge this. They said, is it fair to say that you were blaming the coaches for the loss last night? He said this: yeah, put that on down. You can put that down tonight. Got that? You got that. You can write that tonight. We got to make sure we keep putting them in position to have success, not sex. Sorry, guys. That was weird. I didn't mean to say that. But this is the point. Joe Judge, you don't need to tell writers what they can write about. I got my producer dying in my ear. I tripped up on my words. I'm so excited. I can't even speak. I got my fellow Philly fan, Jeremy Chuggs, out there. I think he's trying to throw batteries at me. I'm not Santa Claus. But look, Joe Judge, he blamed the coordinators and the coaches last night, evidenced by the quotes we just put up on screen. You could tell that Jason Garrett was most likely going to be fired. He just had to get word from John Mara that it was okay. I'm excited. I really can't control my emotions. I can't even speak. But what I will be speaking on later this week is Jason Garrett replacement. So make sure you are subscribed. Because if you are, you will get a notification when we put out that video. You're not going to want to miss it. My top 5 candidates that are most likely to replace Jason Garrett next season. This season, it's most likely going to be Freddie Kitchens the rest of the way, which I'm not too excited about, but I'm just happy it's not going to be Jason Garrett. So subscribe to stay up to date on the latest news and rumors surrounding our loved New York Giants. A little bit more on last night's game and more on Jason Garrett because he was calling the plays last night. Daniel Jones had one of his worst games as a starting quarterback in the NFL. 23 for 38, under 175 yards through the air. That one touchdown to Andrew Thomas and 2 interceptions, 2 of the worst interceptions that he has thrown so far this season. And this one on screen, the screen pass that broke down and he tried to make something happen and then threw it right to the defensive lineman of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was the interception that you saw Daniel Jones make his rookie year. I thought he cut out on the YOLO balls. Marshall, what's a YOLO ball? You only live once. Just F it. Somebody's down there somewhere. I thought Daniel Jones cut out on that, but last night he fell back into that trap, tried to make too many plays in a game where the Giants needed to be conservative, much like they were against the Las Vegas Raiders. Bad play by Daniel Jones on this one. A terrible interception. Something that wasn't an interception, but was just as bad as this one. The yellow marker was not very nice to Dan Jones last night. First drive of the game, 1st and goal. Daniel Jones drops back, a 4 verts concept. Kenny Golladay in the slot, crossing over the middle. You see him wide open on the screen. Daniel Jones, that's what wide open is in the NFL. You need to hit Kenny Golladay off the break and make sure he has the ball in space and able to secure the catch. He's a great contested catch guy. Just throw him the ball in the end zone. Another loss for the Giants and another game where Kenny Golladay was not targeted in the red zone. Joe Judge talked about that last night after the game. He was pissed off, as why Jason Garrett has now been fired. My guy Timothy, he jumped in on the community post I posted last night where I just asked everybody to sound off. Let me know how you're feeling about the game. He said this: do you think Daniel Jones is the guy? I don't. He has Thomas Barkley, Tony, and Golladay all there, and he can't succeed. I get the O-line stinks, but he was still making bad throws with a clean pocket. He didn't have a clean pocket too often last night, but when he did, just like the picture you just saw where there was a wide open Kenny Golladay flashing in front of his face, he didn't make the play. Look, I'm now going to judge Daniel Jones on what he can do the rest of the season with Freddie Kitchens calling the plays. I do place some blame on Jason Garrett. I'm not big on Jason Garrett. I know a lot of you aren't either, and that's why he's gone. He's not a modern offensive coordinator. He doesn't put his guys in a position to succeed. But I'm done talking about him because he's not on the Giants coaching staff. But one thing I do want to talk about is Daniel Jones a franchise quarterback? Does what you saw last night discourage you enough to think I'm out on Daniel Jones? If you're out on him, go down and type your N for no. But if you're still in on Daniel Jones being a franchise quarterback, type your Y's for yes. The Giants' offensive stats last night, more proof Jason Garrett deserved to be fired. Just 215 yards, 149 passing yards, 66 rushing yards, 2 of 12 on 3rd and 4th down conversions. That one hurts me the most. And just 3 points. Yeah, 3 points. It's not a typo. The Giants, they don't get credit, the offense that is, for that touchdown that Andrew Thomas caught because it was off a play where Adoree Jackson caught an interception and brought it down to the 2-yard line. The least the Giants could do was punch it in. But look, guys, this Giants offense, outside of the first drive of the game, just 159 yards. Through 3 quarters in 6 minutes, 3.5 quarters, you muster up just 159 yards. Man, it feels good, and I just hope finally that Jason Garrett is gone. The Giants will be able to produce on offense. Another indictment on Jason Garrett, the 4th and 2, late in the 3rd quarter. The Giants, they didn't take 27 seconds to snap the ball. They took 27 seconds to get into the huddle and for a play to be called. That falls on Jason Garrett. That's why Jason Garrett's out of there. One more thing I hated about Jason Garrett was the constant rollouts and boots that he called on money downs. Money downs being 3rd and goal or 3rd to go or 4th and goal and 4th to go. I don't see a need to roll out Daniel Jones out of the pocket, cutting the field in half that he can only read. Daniel Jones, you need him to drop back and be able to evaluate the whole field. I don't like when we roll him out and he has to eliminate progressions and reads from his game. Daniel Jones, I want him to drop back. I want him to make decisions based off what the defense is giving you, not pencil him in a box and making the decisions before him pre-snap. Interesting snap counts last night for the Giants versus the Bucs. Kenny Golladay, he wasn't on the injury report, but only played 44 snaps. Saquon Barkley, he was on the injury report. I didn't expect a full load of Saquon Barkley last night. 36 snaps, 62% of the snaps. Kadarius Toney, he also wasn't on the injury report. Why did he play just 60% of the snaps? It doesn't make sense. And I want to see John Ross begin to take snaps away from Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, I like him. He's a good young player, but John Ross does what you do at a better clip. They're both field stretchers, but John Ross, he puts more pressure on defensive coordinators and safeties when he's in the ballgame. Last time on the loss, last night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it was a tough one to watch on primetime. Daniel Jones, he stays winless in primetime games. It stinks. Hopefully he can turn it around. But what is your one-word reaction to the loss to the Bucs last night on Monday Night Football? And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I would greatly appreciate it. The link is in the description of this video. My @ is right here, @MarshallGreen_. I want more Giants fans to follow me on Twitter. I love talking Giants football. I was live tweeting the game last night. My Twitter's probably going to be crazy the next couple of days just because I'm going to be celebrating that Jason Garrett is fired. So hit me up and follow me on Twitter and send me a DM so I know that you came from this video and I might give you a follow back.